Ladies and gentlemen, it is your Realtor Hugo here with another live. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. This is your space, 15 to 20 minutes a day to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it impacts you and those around you. So feel free and share the live with anyone that you know that would be interested in this type of content. The platforms of choice are going to be the ones we're on. So YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Twitch.com, Spotify, and YouTube Music. So feel free and tune in. We also have the live chat going on Instagram. So feel free and talk over there so that I can see you guys and we can converse and have a little conversation and have more Q&As. I do appreciate the questions that were in the DMs. I thank you. I might make another, Q&A about it, but as of right now, that's not the intention. To everyone asking if I am single, no. um, no. So thank you for asking, I guess. At any rate, um, thank you to everyone that's reached out and has um, expressed their condolences. I really do thank you, because dealing with something like this is not easy. And to know that there are people from my past that have been there to support me and will continue to be there to support me um, really means a lot to me, especially in a moment like this. And it will not be forgotten. So thank you again to everyone that's reached out. And before we get too much further into that, today, we are talking about building your real estate investment portfolio, 10 tips for success. So today it's all about building an investment portfolio. I'm going to teach you the basics of what you need to know and keep an eye on to really start to focus on how to build a portfolio in real estate. Why do we want a portfolio in real estate? One property is good. I can live in one property, but two properties is better. With two properties, we can start paying off one property faster than the other. And then that's when the fun starts. So two properties can easily turn into three, and three properties can easily turn into four. And before you know it, you have to end up making a whole real estate LLC just to count all the money that you're making from your investment properties. If we do it correctly, we probably should be able to purchase a new home every 5 years with this plan. But that's all up to you. Can you do it? Can you keep to the plan? It's not about just getting into the property. It's also about paying these payments off. As I talked about earlier, we can get you qualified for a loan. That's easy peasy. The issue is, can you pay the note after we get you done with the loan and the process? Can you pay the mortgage? So let's talk about some brief generalized things that you can look into when trying to expand your portfolio. Number one, understand your market. Gaithersburg and Rockville are hotspots for real estate right now. Research local trends, property values, and neighborhood amenities. Checking out the Montgomery County marketing reports to make sure that you get the latest stats. I always supply some of those around the 16th of the month. So feel free and follow the Instagram. You're usually on there. But the story is the same nationally as it is in Rockville and Gaithersburg. There's not enough inventory and prices are high. Here in the area, we were talking about, I think, $608,000 for the average price last month. So that is an all-time high. And it's left to see if the interest rates with the Federal Reserve will change anytime soon, because if they lower, we are under the suspicion that prices will go up. But if they stay the same or maybe increase, then prices could potentially go down. It's all a matter of if and when. Number two, set clear investment goals. Are you looking for rental income, property appreciation, or a combination of both? Define your objective to guide your investment choices. I would live very near a property that was vacant for years. It had ownership, but the owners purposely left it vacant for tax purposes. So there are different goals for different types of investors. Please contact a CPA or a tax professional to better discuss the implications of making such changes as this, because rental income is taxable. Property appreciation is taxable. All these things are taxable under certain conditions. So make sure that you are reporting these events correctly so that you're not paying some back taxes someday because the IRS comes a knocking. Number 3, start small. Begin with a single family home or small multifamily property. This helps you learn the ropes without overwhelming financial risk. I would highly suggest you start with a single family home. A multifamily property is a great cash cow. It's a great ROI. It's the logic is there for two or more doors per one property. So it's great. You get more units per that one property. So it's phenomenal. But a multi-unit property has its own intricacies, its own details that you have to consider. How are you going to charge rents? How are you going to charge utilities? How are you going to, meter this thing? How are you going to divide up the lot? How are you going to divide up the address? Because you have to register with the U.S. Post Office. So all things to keep in mind. Number 4, and actually one last point going back to number 3, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because when you're in the moment of buying the home, it's very exciting. It's very everything's happening, everything's there, but there can be pitfalls that you're overlooking. So don't overlook home inspections. Don't overlook the contingencies that might be saving you from a real headache somewhere down the line. So take your time and do that research, because starting small, even though it might take longer to get to our end goal of a dream home, starting small might be the easiest and most efficient way to do all of this. Number 4, secure financing. Shop around for the best mortgage rates. Consider traditional loans, FHAs, and even partnerships with other investors. This is sometimes known as the hard money lenders or cash financing. So, again, investors are very interested in making money off of their money. So, they usually pull together their money and loan it out to homeowners that would like to purchase a home that potentially can't purchase a home under the normal programs that everyday people can, for example. At the end of the day, though, the important thing is to remember that we want to make a monthly payment that is comfortable for our situation and easily maintainable in the worst of days. We want to make sure we have an emergency fund, and we want to make sure that we have enough expenses to cover us in case anything does happen. Number 5, crunch the numbers. Ensure the property will generate positive cash flow. Calculate expenses like the mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. These are the things that it's very hard to estimate sometimes because they fluctuate from month to month. I was just telling a client today that when you're leasing, the most that you could expect to pay is your rent plus some utilities. So say you have a $2,500 rent, the most you could expect to pay is $2,500. Now, if you own the home and your mortgage payment is $2,500, your mortgage payment is the beginning of how much you will be spending that month. Property taxes, insurances, any repairs and utility costs, those all go on top of the $2,500 that we were quoting for our mortgage. So you can see where home ownership can be more costly. But we all know that if you're not the boss, then you're not really making the money. You're not really incurring the benefit of home ownership if you're not the one that's on the title. So that's what we want to do. We want to put our names on more titles than ever before. Number 6, build a strong team. Surround yourself with a reliable real estate agent, lender, property manager, and contractor. These will be indispensable for your future, and they will become the foundation for your whole project. If you can find good, trustworthy people that can do all those positions, you will never suffer in finding homes. But if your listing agent is, if your realtor isn't well versed, or your lender doesn't have the right products for you, or your property manager is just a bad sport and your contractor is shoddy, none of this is going to go well. So make sure that you're building a strong, reputable team that is licensed and bonded, and making sure that they're professionals more than anything else. Number 7, diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's old, tried, and true saying. Invest in different types of properties, residential, commercial, and in various locations to spread risk. If you can, diversifying the locations of your properties is a great idea. But again, many people live in the homes that they're purchasing. So, you want to stay with something that's more convenient and local to you, if that's at all possible. At the end of the day, we want a good, sustainable, steady, attractive location so that we can build off of that appreciation over time when we sell the property. Number 8, stay informed. Keep up with local real estate trends, news, join local investment groups, attend workshops, and follow up with real estate blogs and forums. This is all an attempt to get the most up-to-date information, because really, investors want to help other investors. Everyone wants to get to the closing table. There's no one that wants to have a property sitting on the market. So make sure that you're working with people that are in the business, making moves, and not just talking about it. Number 9, manage your properties well. Happy tenants mean steady rental income. Keep your properties well maintained and respond promptly to tenant needs. That last one will by far be the biggest good faith gesture that any landlord can do for a tenant. Making sure to respond to their needs and addressing them as soon as they become evident is paramount if you want to keep a happy tenant. Tenants usually get upset because of rent increases, poor living conditions, or possibly even involvement from the landlord being too overbearing in their dominion over the property. So if you want to have a good rental business, if you want to have a good portfolio for real estate, you have to manage your properties well and consistently across the board. Number 10, plan for the long term. Real estate investment is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, stay committed to your goals, and watch your portfolio grow over time. Um, Staying invested in real estate is not for the faint of heart. It's not as risky as the stock market, but it is definitely not for the faint of heart, in the sense that you're taking on a risk. You have a stranger living in a property that you own, that you're insuring, that you're, paying for, and this person, for a nominal fee, is typically maybe even only 1% of the value of the home, could completely destroy this place. And I think that in itself is something that you need to come to terms with, because everyone makes it seem like real estate is overnight, that you could just buy and sell and flip properties and then that's it. I don't know about you guys, but the last time I made $20,000, it went really fast. I don't know how far $20,000 goes for some of you, but the cost of living nowadays is very high. And if you're going to have the money blow out into the ether like that, $20,000 just on your rent, why not think about another way where you not only get the property, but get the equity as well. Get the gains on the money that you're paying. Because really, that's what equity is. It's the accumulation of value in your property as you're paying down the mortgage, because over time, they're not making more homes. We got what we got. That's it. That's why we're having such a hard time with selling the properties that we got, because the sellers that we have are trying to get top dollars so that they can turn around and buy another property that's probably overpriced as well. So no one's really making margins right now. The gain is always to find a completely destroyed property and rehab it, or to find a property that's okay, so lukewarm, renovate it, and then lease it and start to build a portfolio. The tenant will pay the mortgage if you plan it correctly and price it correctly. So again, work with a realtor if you have any questions in that regard. I've already held you guys too long. Today we were talking about building your real estate investment portfolio, 10 tips for a successful portfolio. If you're just joining us right now, number one was understand your market. Number two was set clear investment goals. Number three was start small. Number four, secure financing. Number five, crunch the numbers. Number six, build a strong team. Number seven, diversify your portfolio. Number eight, stay informed. Number nine, manage your properties well. And number 10, plan for the long term. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I really appreciate all of you tuning in for all the content today. I will see you all again tomorrow for a few new episodes. And as always, please leave your suggestions, comments, questions below. Oh, special salute and thank you and hi and congratulations to Ruby Kai and her significant other. Congratulations on the nuptials that I heard about. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the new commercial lease. And I cannot wait to see the new practice. And I wish you all the best of luck. You deserve it. And congratulations. And I can't wait. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. Dreams do happen. Miracles do happen. Stay alive. And I'll see you all tomorrow.